We've got plenty of dramas here in and around lockdowns and COVID, but the numbers are infinitesimal in contrast to where they are in the United States. 60-odd thousand yesterday, I just browsed quickly, but it really is becoming a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
It really is. Primarily the unvaccinated are getting infected. As you said, 60,000, that is a huge increase from 12,000 just less than a couple of weeks or a month ago. It's skyrocketing, the infection rates, and mostly the Delta variant is driving it. The Delta variant and the fact that the unvaccinated refuse to get vaccinated. So hopefully we can turn that around and get more of them vaccinated. But it's also affecting in terms of the breakthrough infections. In Los Angeles County alone, 20% of the new infections were breakthroughs of those who had already been fully vaccinated. So we know that the full vaccination is extremely helpful and it'll protect you from going to the hospital or getting ill or even dying in the vast majority of cases. But the breakthrough variants and the results of that leave people a little bit sick, a little bit like they have a cold. So it's very well worth it to get vaccinated. And the unvaccinated have to remember that. Some of them are coming to their senses. Believe me, there was a story about a young woman who was in her 20s who was on her deathbed, and she was begging the doctor for a vaccination. The doctor said, "I'm so sorry, you're too late." I think this was in Missouri, and it's so horrendous what's going on right now. We have to capture this, and turn it around all the way right away.
Yeah, I read that piece about the doctor, and that was one of many, many stories that she was saying it's too late. And she's seen that just before she's ventilating people. They're saying, "Can I be vaccinated?" But unfortunately, at that point, it has become too late. They've brought back mandatory mask orders.
They have in some counties, like Los Angeles County and also St. Louis County in Missouri. They have mandated mask wearing now in indoor spaces. And that's going to also apply to schools in California. The governor made a ruling that the public schools and private schools the children have to wear masks, whether they're vaccinated or not. They've all got to wear masks. And then he backtracked a little bit by saying, we're going to let the local school districts implement that and enforce it, which I think takes some of the teeth out of it. I mean, there has to be real stringent measures taken by the state government, as he took verbally. And then the enforcement has to be there to make it certain that there'll be penalties, that these schools will lose money or whatever it is, or sometimes there'll be punishments in some of the other ways for not keeping the masks on these little children. And it's so important if they're starting school back in the fall, which they are really soon, and some of them already just started actually, that they need to have all the masks and not just the ones who are vaccinated, because we don't know which ones are and which ones are not. It's better to keep it that way until the under 12-year-olds get vaccinated, which should be pretty soon, in a couple of months, hopefully. Once that happens, then we can talk about removing masks. But right now, they should remain on for as many people as possible.
Professor Peter Mathews, we will chat again next week.
You bet. Thank you, Tim. Take care.